Koe maailman parasta balettia Olavinlinnassa 11. elokuuta.
Tervetuloa kauppakeskus Prismaan. Uudistetulta palvelutiskiltä saat aina tuoreet kalat ja salaatit. Lisäksi voit valita oman grillimme valmistamat kana- ja lihatuotteet. Laadukkaat tuotteet ja asiantuntevan palvelun löydät Sokoksesta keskeltä kaupunkia. Yksi pysähdys, kaikki palvelut. ABC Savonlinna.
Tervetuloa kesämakasiiniin. Minä olen Aino Aktee. Saimaa ja sitä ympäröivä luonnon ihanuus sykähdyttivät minua jo vuonna 1912, kun järjestin Olavinlinnaan ensimmäiset oopperajuhlat. Rakkaat ystävät, viihtykää kauniilla Saimaan seudulla, joka tänäkin kesänä hemmoittelee kulttuurin ja matkailun ystäviä suuremmoisilla elämyksillä.
Gisle Kverndokk and Rolf Gupta, welcome to our interview.
Thank you.
You are the one who really make this opera. You're the composer of the fjerde nattevakt. Can you tell me how you came to compose this opera?
Well, it was a long time ago. I was talking to the former artistic director of the Norwegian National Opera, Bjørn Simensen, and he asked me. We were actually sitting in a TV studio and waiting, and he said, "Would you like to compose something for us?" And I said, "Of course." And he meant it. So it was fantastic, and that was maybe '98 or something. And then we both agreed that we wanted to do something that had a Norwegian root, something in a Norwegian tradition. And so many people had mentioned this novel, Den fjerde nattevakt, the fourth watch of the night, that if you write an opera, this should be a subject. And when I read it, I just felt that this is really perfect for what I had talked to the director of the opera about, because it has so much drama. It's a wonderful story, and it could happen everywhere, but still it has this special Norwegian flavor that comes from the folk music and from the atmosphere in this little town in Norway. So that's how it started. And then I got Ivar Tinberg along, who wrote the libretto, is also the director, and well, it felt very right to do it.
And it tells about Røros. So,
yes.
And you went there.
I went there because Røros is one of the most beautiful places in Norway. It's on the World Heritage List of the UNESCO, and it's a mining town, a small town in the middle of Norway, and it's the coldest place in Norway, actually. And this author, Johan Falkberget, who wrote this book and has written lots of very, very famous and much loved books in Norway. He always wrote about this society because he also worked in the mines when he was a kid. And this special atmosphere there in Røros is unique, really, and has this. It's so beautiful. It's so fantastic with the old houses there and the nature, but it's also so cold that people, it's that kind of dualism between the beauty and death. That you love the place, but it kills you. So that makes so much interesting pictures for me, musically, and so it's very inspiring. Not only the story, but also the atmosphere, the way this author describes the nature, and he also uses the music so much because Røros was one of the earliest musical centers in Norway, because all of the mining experts came from Europe, from Central Europe, brought their music with them, and it was transformed into folk music. So this special folk music from Røros called Pulse is very, very interesting and has a very clear and important role in the book. and also then of course in the opera. So a lot of the music is based on that traditional folk music.
And there's even a fiddler in the stage.
We have a fiddler, yes, and that was a wonderful thing because we contacted Sven Nyhus, who is the grand old man of Norwegian folk music, and he comes from Røros, and he has notated all this music and given it out, you know, on books and on CDs. And I studied all that music, and we went to him and talked to him, and he said, "I want to be in the opera." And he was then 70 years old, and he said, "I'm retired, I'm a pensionist, so I want to come and have something to do." So that gave us the idea of having a fiddler on stage.
Master Gupta, when you got the scores, what was it like? You know each other and you know from youth, so how would you describe this music?
Well, first of all, I would like to say that I was extremely touched and happy that Gisle contacted me to do the premiere of this piece. When was that? 7 years ago?
Yeah, it's in 2005.
Yeah. Because we have known each other since we were, what, 17 years old, something like that?
All right. Yeah.
We studied composition together in Oslo, and I felt that it was, you know, nothing that I had to think about when there is a friend who is a composer who naturally then writes music which I feel at home with, and that it is by far, I think, the most successful modern Norwegian opera written. And it's much tougher to write opera in Norway than in Finland. I understand here in Finland it's normal, you know, that you have a new opera new written Finnish opera every year here in Savonlinnan.
Every year, about
10 of them. Yeah.
And you know, in Norway it happens maybe every 5th or 10th year that there is a new Norwegian opera which receives enough attention and enough capacity and enough money to produce it in a proper fashion. So as a Norwegian, this means a lot to us, of course.
Can you describe the music somehow?
Well, it's always very difficult to describe your own music, but I try to write the music that I like myself. And when I start to work on a piece, I try to see what would I like to hear when I sit down in the opera. And I think that what is important for me is that I go into the story and see what the story gives me, you know, of inspiration, and gives me of material. And I also like that an opera has operatic form, you know, that it has a structure that is operatic. That means that there are arias, there are ensembles, there are chorus, that I make use of all the resources that an opera has. And so I think that some people maybe feel that it's a romantic opera in a way, because I have the big feelings, I have the big, you know, parts with the chorus, and I like to do it, you know. I like to take it out and make big gestures. So that's one part of it. The other part is that it has a very Norwegian flavor in a way, because of the Norwegian folk music in it, but still it has also some very soundscape-like sound, you know, because I have constructed a lot of the material based on overtones from the bells of the church at the Røros. So I kind of feel that it's like a tone painting in a way, you know, almost a little bit impressionistic.
The opera is very famous now in Norwegian. A lot of people coming to see it.
Well, it was a success when it was performed the first time, and now also. I mean, I think that there is a myth that people doesn't want to see new opera. My experience is that people love to come and see new things, and I have had so many talks with opera clubs and opera societies, and most of them are old people, and you think that they would only like to see the old traditional repertoire. They come to me and say, oh, it's so nice to have something new, and we are so tired of the old ones. But
the opera is first time outside Norway.
Yes.
What does it mean to you?
A great deal, really. I am so happy to finally show it to an international audience, and as Rolf says, and as I have heard from our Finnish colleagues here, that they say that the Finnish people would like it because it has something common with us, and I've had several people. My agent from Germany has seen it several times, and he says that this is something that we all can understand, so even if we don't understand Norwegian. So I hope that it will work here. I really appreciate it.
Rolf, can you tell about your relationship to Finland?
Yes, I mean, this is a wonderful and special experience for me to come to Savonlinnan. I haven't been in Savonlinnan before, but of course heard a lot about this marvelous place. I studied in Finland actually the first time I came to Finland was in 1975 as a Boy Scout. We went to Kaljaniemi. And then I was in Suolahti as a pianist, really as a kid. And then I started to study orchestra conducting at the Sibelius Academy in 1989 and finished my diploma in 1994.
With Jorma Panula?
With Jorma, yes. Which was, of course, I was a young man and it was formative years. And now that I'm visiting Finland again, of course I've been back to Finland quite a few times, both privately and to conduct. But it's been a few years now, and we went to Helsinki on Wednesday with my family, and we rented a car, and we have been sort of driving to Savonlinnan via all my friends who have summer cottages. So I've tried an enormous variety of different saunas on the way.
So, thank you for the interview.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.